Hey guys, how is everybody doing? Welcome back. Welcome back to Cryptid and Paranormal Kingdom with Carlito and Tom. I'm your host, Carlito Castro, and I have a special guest with us tonight. Some of you may know him, some of you may not. He's a real cool guy. He's awesome. He's all over the media also. His name is Conner Flynn, and I'm fixing to bring him on in just a second, okay? And thank you, everybody. I want to say thank you, everybody, for joining in. I've seen a few people joining in already since maybe 10, 15 minutes ago, and some just jumping on. Cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for being here, man. I appreciate that. And without further ado, I'm going to get Conner Flynn on. Hey, Conner, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, what's up, man? How's it going? Back again. You know, it was awesome being on with Thomas a couple weeks ago. Feels like just yesterday. But shout out to him, and definitely prayers be with him. Heaven is a physical place. You have a guardian angel now. One day in heaven is 1,000 years on earth. So it's just like you're just getting home from work. We're all going to be just waiting for each other. So much power to you. I know he'll be watching in live or tomorrow morning. Definitely big things planned for 2022 with him. He's already done a couple great interviews, and he's got a couple lined up on the host end. But what up, Carlito? Good to see you. Another
good to see you too.
Geo brother, you know.
Yeah, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, man. I'm so happy that you're here tonight, man. Since the last time I was on Tom's show, that's where I met you, and I love your positive vibe, bro. That's what I told Tom. I said, man, I like that guy, man. He's got like great positive energy, tons of positive energy, bro. I like that. And that being said, you just mentioned Tom. I just want to send a big shout out to Tom, my boy Tommy. I call him Tomahawk or Tominator. Big shout out to him, man, because his mom just recently passed away this past week, and he's with her right now. He's with his family, obviously in the funeral and everything. So he hasn't really been around much on the media the past few days. Since Thursday was the last day I talked to him, but I'm pretty sure he's doing okay, and I'm pretty sure he's going to come back and tell us how everything went. And good positive vibes and prayers to his mom, to him and his family, and thank you all for being here. Voltron, thank you, brother, for being here. So that being said, Tommy, big shout out to you, brother, and we love you, bro. We love you, and we hope everything's going good with you right now, man, with your mother's funeral and stuff. And can't wait to have you back over here, bro. So let's go ahead and get started. I see there's a lot of people in the chat. I just like to mention a couple people here and there. I've seen Al Scarborough, Sasquatch, Gypsy Road, Al Santoriga, Ruthie Castro, Richard Reed, Squatch in South Florida. Yeah, that's what we're gonna get into tonight, right?
Oh yeah.
Conner.
That's my brother right there, and I have big plans with Matt Williamson, and he was sharing my table at the conference. Definitely he's making a name for himself. He was on Bigfoot Odyssey, and then he's also doing one with Larry Batson, that Larry is going to be drawing Sasquatch, the one that Matt saw when he was a young child down South Florida, right on the beach. Not a place where you really expect to see the hairy man, but down here in Florida, beach, lagoon, swamp, pine forest, cliffs, and caves all connect. It might be the Garden of Eden, might just be a convergence of ley lines, but it's brought me here. That's for dang sure.
Wow. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Hey, I'd like to start off with you. I know pretty much everybody, like I said, pretty much everybody here knows you, but of course we're going to have a lot of people that are going to watch this later, not on the live, because right now I see like most of the lives are our friends, you know what I mean? But later on, some other people that are new to the channel, they're gonna want to know who you are and and what you do. So can you give us a little bio on yourself real quick, bro?
100%. I'm Conner Flynn, and I came from the Mistake on the Lake, Cleveland, Ohio, right on the Great Lakes, home of Bessie, the South Bay serpent, and then also a bunch of UFO sightings. So a lot of people say Lake Erie might have a UFO base underneath it. And I remember, going out fishing and boating all the way to Canada and back, before September 2001 back in the day, when things were just wild. You could just free roam. And I remember hearing lots of stories about the Lake Erie monster and a place in Toledo. You could go under the bar and feed all the chum and leftover food to the creature. So I've always been kind of surrounded by the cryptid culture. And then came the Ohio Grassman, because I did a lot of hiking, biking, fishing, and camping at Salt Fork, Mohican, Hocking Hills, and a bunch of other places around Ohio. And my grandparents live in Ohio Valley, right by Wheeling, West Virginia, and Moundsville, West Virginia, which are famous for Sasquatch sightings and mound builder excavations. And there's a giant mound, the Adena Mound, right across the street from the Moundsville Penitentiary, where Charles Manson's mom was kept. It's really famous haunted spots, and Fallout, the video game, and Castle Rock, the TV show. It's a very historically haunted spot. So you get the combination of giants, Native Americans, crazy criminals, breakouts from the prison, and then also Bearcat, Bigfoot, Dogman. So again, I was just, living my normal life, and all this was surrounding me. But then turned by 24, 25, referee flag football, and I did it every January. I'd watch my dad play, then I played. We won a national championship. He hurt his hip, partially retired, so I started filming for the league. And then I started refereeing for the league. So January, Florida, that was always a thing. Just come down to nationals. Well, it came around, my house sold. I was doing tile and grout with a buddy for a few months. I needed something new. So I built a bed in my car. And when the tournament happened, I was like, I'm just living down in Florida. So I stayed at, state parks, 24-hour gas stations, rest areas, Walmarts, anywhere I could fit in. And then there's this app called Couchsurfing that you can make a profile and then ask where to stay with people. And it's free and everything. It's like free Airbnb. But it's very positive vibes because you leave reviews. And once you get a red mark, you'll never get to travel again with anybody. So it's always positive. And I stayed with these surfer dudes that were a punk rock musical. And I was like, hey, I went to college for that. I play guitar. I like to write. So I ended up being the stage manager for this punk rock musical, toured all around Florida. Then we took the show, the act, on the road to California and back because they're like, yo, Conner can couch surf. Let's do it too. So 3 of us went to the Grand Canyon, Honey Island Swamp, Pascagoula River, Jackson, Mississippi, Las Cruces, New Mexico, Hermit's Cave, of course, Phoenix, Tucson, a lot of cool spots. And then we ended up in Koreatown, Los Angeles, and then checking out, Spawn Ranch and a bunch of dope Manson stuff. So I'm just a paranormal fanatic, but I'm definitely lead to the hairy man. A lot of my spots were led by Sasquatch sightings or historical encounters with something hominid or humanoid but I live and breathe this stuff. I work at a comic book store now, basically freelance, write books, make movies, and every day I'm hustling and looking up strange things and talking to witnesses because I have no shame saying I believe in Bigfoot. I believe that they're hiding land. I believe that there's an earth underneath our feet. There's probably an inner sun as well. And, of course, the moon is a plasma. Mars is a beating deity. Everything is a lot crazier as it seems. And outer space is actually just outer lands, extraterrestrials, extraterra. We just live on the back of a turtle, and all these mud fossils once used to be alive. You can even go right into the eyes just like a human skeleton. It's truly amazing. And I'm just walking the walk, living large, which is, out of my car and in trailers. But as long as I have food in my belly and a closed door, that could even be a zipped tent. For all I care, but man, just having your mind and freedom in the day is all I need, and I love it. And bouncing off ideas from each other, and just remembering and forgetting all the greatness that's around us, and just creating new memories. And I love that the stars aligned again today.
Right, exactly. Hell yeah, man. Well, for what I've seen, I mean, because I'm a follower on your TikTok, which is growing really big, and congratulations on your 50,000 followers, brother. Hell yeah, man. Woo!
Thank you, man. That's a lot.
50,000.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, that's crazy.
Staples Center, holds like
Yeah.
18,000. So add up, Staples Center and Madison Square Garden, and then, a WNBA game. And that'll be it. But no, I'm really happy about 50,000. We're aiming for 100K and then 500K, and just keep on growing because there are so many people out there on the fence or one-time believers or experiencers that just need that extra push or that positive. And it's not just me, it's the community. Even my books, it's a reflection of me, but it's a story about you as well, because we're all connected. And there's been experiments that show that. So I'll fight people if they want to say not.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Before we continue, there was a question from someone. Hold on, let me put it real quick. Because I think you already said it, but he just wants you to, verify that real quick. It's Damien K. He says, question, Conner, do you believe there is a Bigfoot somewhere?
Oh, yeah, there is definitely a Bigfoot pretty much everywhere. Here in America, over in Australia with the Yowie, and where you live, Damien, in the home of Ireland, the Leprechaun and the Giant's Causeway. And you have more than just energy overload, man. You have the wild man. You have the ancient one. So, yes, they definitely are pretty much everywhere. And there is so much more land than they are telling us. And just think about what's underneath our feet, too. Mm-hmm. Miles of caverns. We live in skyscrapers and basements. Imagine where they are, guys. And then add in Jack and the Beanstalk and Middle Earth. Oh, wow. It gets wild.
Yes, exactly, bro. Yeah, I mean, I guess he just wanted you to give him some type of, reinforcement information that you do believe there is Bigfoot out there. And of course, everybody, all of us that are here, I think, in this show believe there's Bigfoot out there, and much more than that also. And also I wanted to ask you about your current event that you went to not too long ago. What was it? South Florida Bigfoot Convention.
Florida Bigfoot Conference. And your boy was a featured speaker as a Researchers Row. Look at that, fella.
Nice.
That shirt is not that white, and neither are my freaking teeth. But man, it is awesome. Oh, that was such a legendary time. I was on stage with Stacey Brown, Dave Sidoti, Robert Robinson, and then it was hosted by RPG from Expedition Bigfoot, and he has this kind of energy too. He always says that I am a baby of him and Stacey. We've all camped together and kumbaya around the fire and in the woods.
Nice.
So, once you get that connection out in the woods, being on stage with your bros is easy. And, I have them encouraging me, really like pushing the envelope. I was talking about the forbidden lands that Admiral Byrd found, the mammoths, the luscious jungles, the dome above our head. And I was telling everybody to hug, smile, shake hands, and live like we used to.
Nice.
Because we are electricity. And let's be that orange and yellow and red brightness instead of that dark, cold, gray, blue, cold, man. Your immune system will fail when you're scared and fearful of everything. Be bright, be proud, and the rest will happen, man. But the conference was so legendary. I had a table, got to meet a bunch of people, and once I got off stage, a bunch of people were like, dude, that was amazing. It was more of like a circus act, dude. They didn't know what the heck hit them. And then, I probably blacked out a little bit, too. But it was really rad. Watching South Florida was there. Marie Dumont and Tim Turner and Wynette Turner are awesome researchers, been on a bunch of interviews. They're actually picked for the next 168. They let me stay with them for the third time, and he has awesome evidence there. We have found hair together in the Green Swamp. He has tons of casts. He had a table set up, and they were the first speakers. So it's, again, really cool that, all of us, it's all fam down here in Florida. So we can all just be very proud of each other, and we can all base this off each other's work because we're out there with each other. So it's just amazing stuff. And man, yeah, Marie killed it. She's a French-Canadian, beautiful researcher down here in Florida, leading the Mid-Florida team. Bigfoot Dave, he is from Cleveland, moved down here in Florida, so same route as me. Erie Swamps, the same freaking book as me, man. But he helped start the Ohio Bigfoot Conference, and he actually got lifted by a Sasquatch by his head through a tent. So just hearing his story, and he has some trail camera footage of a Sasquatch moving, and you can see his hair. Either it's like the biggest beaver that can climb a tree 11 feet tall, or he's got the skunk ape on camera. But it was, again, just so electrifying. My homie Jake came from Ohio. BF Bud and his wife Angie came from Ohio to see me. So, you know, I can drop the line. You know, if people come from all the way across the country to pay to see me speak, and some people can't even get people to show up to their free show.
You know what? I wish I could go to one of those Bigfoot conferences, but it's always, they seem like they always make them really far from me, man. Like in Virginia or Tennessee or, you know, states over there, like on the East Coast, and I can't really, you know, make it out there because that's a long you know, trip for me, bro. And you know, I can't really, you know, have the means to make that type of trip. You know what I mean? I got money just to cover myself, my bills, you know, my children, my daughter, and you know, shit around here, you know, but not like travel money like that, you know what I mean? Which that takes, you know, maybe a couple $1,000s to do, you know what I mean? Between the driving, the motels, the gas, you know, the food, you know, all the events that you have to pay to get in or be a part of, you know, and I can't really, you know, do that right now. I wish I could, you know. I see him and I'm like, man, I wish I could go there, but you know, I can't right now. It's just
soon enough, one will call your name and it will definitely just make sense. It will all align, or just start your own, and that's what I'm definitely looking into in the Panhandle here. I actually talked to a guy that's looking into starting a Skunk Ape museum, like within 45 minutes of here, and of course he was asking me to, you know, help open it and work for him. So I was like, okay, my ears perked up. I was in the Apalachicola National Forest, which Kevin Saunders had a crazy telepathy experience there that he talked about many interviews, and then Donnie Miller's seen basketball-sized orbs out there, and I definitely seen some strange shadows and heard strange noises in the few times I was going through there. But oh man, magical place.
Awesome.
A lot was going on at the conference, and then
I can imagine.
Dinner was sick. Lauren Coleman, Lyle Blackburn, and Maria Mayor, you know, from Expedition Bigfoot. They were all very cool, but you could ask the crowd who had it rumbling the most. Good
old Conner.
It was a good time, man. But what happened the next day after was revolutionary. I went to the Green Swamp, which is Skunk Ape Mecca. Chris Connor's calling it the Skinwalker Swamp now because his radars are going off the charts. I've been with Tim T. We found hair out there, footprints, torn apart trees. And there's definitely a lot of stuff going on. People went missing, sadly. There's been treasure found. There's been treasure lost. Planes went down. A lot of crap in the Green Swamp. I think it's convergence of ley lines. Again, it's probably a little bit inspired by Jeepers Creepers as well, and The Creature from the Black Lagoon, all filmed in Florida. So it's really wild. But went out with Matt Williamson and his mom, Nana Boss, and his wife, Kat. So it was awesome. It was the Four Pillars. And it was supposed to be a big group, but everybody stayed up way too late and had to go separate ways. So everything happened for a reason. And it was truly magical out there. We found like 4 or 5 footprints. I took pictures of all of them. He 3D scanned some of them. And I see Daniel Lundy in here right now. He just commented he was up till 4 o'clock with BF Bud talking about arrowheads, Bigfoot, and everything in between. But he made me an awesome necklace. I have it hanging up on my wall right now. He is an awesome dude with awesome stories, crazy skills. He is a man that lives off of the land, so you cannot beat that. Like, his knowledge for me is just every word. I'm like, you know, soaked onto it. Very cool dude. But then we went to the Green Swamp, 4 of us, And we found 4 or 5 footprints. Yeah, he 3D scanned a few. So he's got this new app that you take like 75 pictures and it really shapes it. And then he can send that to a 3D printer and then it prints the exact footprint. It's freaking nuts. And his mom, Nana Boss, found one 14 inches by 6 inches. One I found, I feel, has 4 footprints. And then we found a little baby one too. That was pretty interesting. The baby one was an old impression, so it wasn't clear toes or anything, but it was still very cool. But then we carried on, and the trimeter was going off a little bit, so there was frequencies in the air that were a little abnormal. And then we started hearing knocks when we were at this deep part of the swamp. And after a few knocks, Matt started knocking back with this, this smacker thing that he actually bought from the conference. I forget the exact name, but it's an awesome thing to bang on the trees. And he would do a creative knock back, and then it would challenge him back and forth. And it was a beautiful interaction. It was an unspoken bond that they were kind of in feng shui with each other. They knew what they were expecting or asking and challenging of one another, and I was just filming it all. And then we started doing some whoops, and we heard one circle to our left, and then a couple minutes later, a huge knock from way behind us, and that was like Mama or Papa calling him back to home. And luckily, we filmed it all on like 3 cameras, 3 different angles, and we all had our different styles and really thought process through the whole weekend. And Matt manifested his completely. He was speaking to dowsing rods, and he was telling me all this. So it happened through the night, and we had to go out. And I was just thinking, I drove all the way across this flat state, and I got to be with my bros, so everything needed to happen. And he asked if I doubted him, and I told him, you can't doubt a hunch. If I doubted him for a second, it might not happen. In this kind of world, you have to feel your third eye, those instincts, and just follow those lights, and enough will happen. And man, it was revolutionary. So together, we're putting together he's putting together an awesome documentary. I'm sending some footage to him. I recorded some today talking about it, but tomorrow we're going to Torreya, and it's going to be a great place to sit down in Skunk Ape Mecca and also just talk about it. And I can't wait to see how it all comes together. It's going to be an awesome documentary, and I feel like might be in the marks of, Amazon Prime or maybe Tubi, because YouTube is cool, but who knows? It has good possibilities. I'm just really excited for it.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Hell yeah, that's great, man. Hey, I had a question that I don't want to go too far behind because I don't want to forget, from Al Sanariga, my buddy, my Goomba, the godfather of cryptid and paranormal. Al Sanariga. He's asking, does he believe that they are flesh and blood or interdimension? As he's referring to the Bigfoot, because someone asked you about Bigfoot earlier.
Yes, I believe pretty much both. Same thing with us human beings. Protons, electrons, neutrons, they have the ability to become particle form, solid, which we are pretty much all the time, 99% of the time. And then if you truly become your being, maybe you could become a wave form. And our science allows it. So it's a beautiful thing thinking that these elementals or the fairies or maybe even these large hairy creatures in the forest, with a lot of training, I'm sure it's the elders that can maybe manipulate the grid, but with a lot of practice, you and I can do a lot on this earth realm. Once we get away from the fluoride in the water, the Wi-Fi, or even the petty thoughts of responsibility to this modern cyborg illusion placebo world, once we can get away from that and be barefoot and really connect with Mother Earth for a long amount of time, maybe we could start playing with the energy. And I've played with enough psychedelic potions, DMT, Hawaiian baby wood rose seeds, Lucy, psilocybin, just to name a few. And then you tap into, oh my gosh, the electricity is different. Your brain starts to wire a little bit different, and then start thinking what the predator out there, if he could see energy, and you're doing this around a fire, he's going to be interested, because the last people to do that is the Native Americans, or maybe the mound builders even before that. So it really gets dope thinking how far your mind can go and what else it can attract. So people, have Sasquatch encounters in their mind, but you can really maybe summon them with your vibrations as well. But again, I think we are interdimensional if we really got to it. But
if
we
you get down to the
in our shape for so long, and it takes generations to break free, of course.
Right. Hell yeah. Hey, can you tell us about your books, bro? And in your movies that you made? There's 2 movies and 4 books, right?
Yes. 4 books, and I'm really excited for even the 5th book. The 5th book, I'll just mention it right now. It's called Every Camp Has a Crystal Lake, and it's about all the haunted schools, camps, and amusement parks that I've been to and researched and drank too much at. So it's really cool to tap into problems and trouble I cause, and then some that finds me. But yes, my 4 first books, they're all in the same universe, and they're truly magical. My first one is Eerie Swamps Road Trip to Eden. And I just signed a book deal with Beyond the Fray Publishing, and they're actually re-putting out this one, new and improved and re-edited, some more new extra added stuff. So I'm really excited. The cover looks dope. It's a serpent with the tree, the Garden of Eden, the Tree of Life, the Fountain of Youth. It's a magical place, man. That's wild. I'm really excited for the re-release. But it talks about my journey from Lake Erie down to the Florida swamps, and then the final chapter is Road Trip to Eden. And a lot of people think Eden is a metaphor. I'm telling you, you can road trip there, and I can give you the GPS directions, because right here in Florida is the Garden of Eden Trail. It's in Bristol, not far from Ocheesee Pond, where one was captured in the 1800s. I'll rant about that in a second. And then Torreya State Park, where Stacy Brown got footage of the 9-footer. Donnie Miller had a face-to-face encounter on the Challenge Trail. I've been a little scared there when I heard something wading through the creek, and then we had a boulder thrown behind us. So a lot has happened there just in recent time, but it's really the Garden of Eden. It goes back in eternity. 27 of the 28 trees in the Bible are at that park. Gopher wood, which Noah used to build the ark, the lightest, strongest wood in the world. One of the few places it grows in the whole world is right there. It's Long Pine Torreya. That's what it's also known as. Very cool. Delta that breaks into 4 rivers, caves, cliffs, serpents. You ask for it, you got it. Leviathans. It's all there. I'm not saying that's the only Eden. I always say this. There's many other Atlantises, and there's 10% of what Earth's biosphere used to be. Jack and the Beanstalk, the Earth, Middle Earth, Lord of the Rings. It all has a little bit of basis in reality. There has been so much covered by mud. The Tatarians were 8-foot tall giants, and there's pictures of them frozen. It's pretty amazing stuff. But I just want everybody to know that we are all on sacred soil. There's pyramids in America. There was kings and queens. They are buried in copper and gold and rubies, either in a circle or facing east in a sitting position. So I ain't worshiping no freaking donkey or elephant. Catch me with the real animals, freeing them from the zoo. These politicians are bozos. But yeah, that's the first book, Eerie Swamps, Road Trip to Eden. I always say that one is my diary. That one's really close to my heart. And then this one is my research project, Big Brother, Bigfoot. This talks about all my freaking escapades and investigations, going from Canada, Ontario, all the way down to Florida, Honey Island Swamp, Texas Wood Boogers, Las Cruces, New Mexico, Hermit's Cave, all the way to Big Bear, California. And I'll tell you right now, Big Bear is not named after Big Bear. And rest in peace, Chris Dorner. They freaking burned him alive in a cabin because he had some information. And there's definitely some ley lines converging there, too, because a lot of boxers go up there because of the altitude. But trust me, they go there because of the Fountain of Youth of the West. But, yes, definitely check that one out. That will be the next one released by Beyond the Fray. I have read and narrated a bunch of chapters on my YouTube. Definitely go back and look if you're interested. Monsters and Mysteries Around the Corner. This one talks about we don't have to go too far. They will find you. Flat Rock Booger is one of my good friends. I don't know if he's in here right now, but he's from Evergreen, Alabama, the town that loved Bigfoot. And they have huge boogers there, and he has security cameras, and some have knocked on his building. Some have opened his door, stuck their head in. So that's just a prime candidate of, monsters and mysteries around your corner. And then, of course, we all have stories down our family tree. So I encourage everybody to talk about old legends with your family. Even if you don't think you have some, there might be one of those, oh, yeah, moments. So definitely soak into it. And then the last one we'll talk about is the Panhandle Pirates. And this is my most recent one. All those were reflective, pretty old stories, or, the last chapters were happening, but a lot of my journey, This I was writing it while it was happening. Day after I got back running from the Goat Man up at Coheely Creek, I wrote the chapter. So it's maybe has a different attitude. I want to hear from people what they got to say. It's a very cool story. But yeah, those 4 books are very cool. Hopefully I outsell J.K. Rowling here soon. Because trust me, they're freaking good, man. They are dope. I've read them at libraries and stuff, so it's really cool.
I have a question for you, Conner, and I'd like you to explain to me and the people in the chat, how can we get a copy? Can we get a hard copy, or is it a e-copy, whatever, internet, or both?
Yeah, you can get whatever you want. There's an e-copy that will read to you in bed, and I like that one as well. But you can get the hard copy online on Amazon. You just search my name, Conner Flynn, or the Panhandle Pirates, or Erie Swamps, Big Brother Bigfoot. It's always in the bio of my videos as well. So yeah, you can find that on Amazon for now. And then Beyond the Fray, we'll be putting out the first one, Erie Swamps, very soon. So I will be promoting that and hopefully going on book tours like Lemony Snicket and Fine, because that's honestly what I'm going for, because not many people are out there risking it how I am, and also breaking down the walls like I am. I have died, depersonification. I have convulsed the evil spirit out of me, and definitely more soak in, and you have to fight them out and cough them out. So if you ever see me coughing, that's what it is. It's the cushion.
That last book, does that refer to the Florida Panhandle that you're always doing on TikTok? Yeah, bro?
Yes, sir. The Florida Panhandle. But hey, I have a little bit of panhandling everywhere across America, because when we were going road tripping, we would play. At that point, I wasn't very good at guitar, so I would play spoons. So we were, homeless in New Orleans. We were those dirty people by the trash can. So drop a $5 bill for all of them. Daniel Lundy, I appreciate it, man. He gave me an awesome necklace, the Arrowhead Good Luck necklace. So I gave him the Panhandle Pirates because it was really cool. We were staying at Tim T's house, and there was a bunch of us staying there. And Tim T and his wife, Wynette, both have some groundbreaking Sasquatch stories, and they're both in the Panhandle Pirates. So we were reading through it, and we all autographed our pages. It's very cool. So that's what I'm saying. It's so much more like I'm the one, that can tell our story. Who else? If anybody else wants to write, heck yeah, I'll submit stories too. But I want to tell everybody's story, and I can be that guy through video, through TikTok. That's why it's like when my numbers are bumping, it's all of us, because I'm gonna freaking talk about all of us. I'm gonna rep Not a Boss. I'm gonna rep Squatch in South Florida. Bama Bigfoot's always repping. Squatty Waddles is effective energy. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely, man.
Bigfoot. That dude researches Bigfoot every day. He knows I know Bigfoot.
Yeah. Hey, and I want to let everybody know that if they don't follow you on TikTok, they're missing out, man. Because Conner goes live almost every other day at the Florida Panhandle or wherever he's at, whatever location he's at. He goes live, and you can see all the squatching and the researching that he does while he's doing it live. So that's awesome, man. That's a new trend that I really haven't seen anybody done, like live, bro. You know what I mean? They do some squatching, they do some researching, but they put the video after the fact that they did it. You do it live, so that's a little plus right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and a lot just happened live. Yesterday, I was live for 3,400 people, and I made some casts. I actually casted this little footprint that it looks
Nice.
like a toddler footprint. It's, smaller than my hand. So it's
Nice.
very, very cool.
Wow. What
And
do you think that is, Connor?
I think it's a small skunk ape. It
Skunk
looks
ape?
very similar to the
That.
footprints that Tim T has taken. I
Yeah.
did find some bobcat footprints, so there is a small chance that maybe it's a top of there's a bobcat footprint on the top of some kind of long slide. But I'll let the experts check it out. I got it live in person. Here's another one that I took probably a few months ago now. It was
Oh,
deep in a
wow.
cave, and we
Wow, that's nice. Uh-oh.
boom, it
There it
starts
is.
going crazy, just like that. But we were going uphill, and we actually got the toe scrapes. See how the toe ends right here, but you got the toe scrapes for every single toe. It's very slender, so I think it was a small juvenile or a homeless hitchhiker, because it is close to the railroad, and you have to have insider information to even know where the cave is. So I'm open to all possibilities, from the descent to a guy hitchhiking like I have before. But it's just really cool to take some hardware. But to be able to cast it live on TikTok, I'm like, I got my GoPro on my chest, I'm holding it, I'm like, oh my gosh, so much is going. I need a camera crew. But
You see what Squatchin just said? Squatchin, South Florida.
oh yeah, man, positivity is stronger than any immunization as well, guys. So
I
definitely
agree.
stay natural, stay strong, and fight. I'm always, supporting all these outcasts, and a lot of people, took these stands, and they thought they were heroes a while back. I know a lot of people were cheering when Brandon got in. I remember. Gosh, some people got it so twisted and not fighting for freedom. And so props to all those Canadian truckers right now fighting.
Yeah.
Those are heroes. And I just want everybody to say, even if you've crossed the line, you got good people on both sides. So just fight the establishment. Stay positive and stay together. It's all about the community.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, Connor, I'd just like to make a little parentheses real quick, man. This is something personal about me. Guys, now that I have you here and I have your attention, thank you, first of all, thank you all for being here tonight to support me or Connor or both. Thank you. And I'd like to ask you all if you can subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I'm trying to grow my channel to reach 1,000 subscribers. That way I can go live directly without live stream, and obviously get monetized, where they give you a little bit of money for doing what you do. I mean, I don't do it for the money, but that does help some way or another. And I just want to try to grow my channel. If you guys could subscribe, please, I would really appreciate it. And if you have channels also, like I was mentioning earlier to Scarborough and Squatchin, Florida, I'll subscribe back to your channel. Okay, just let me know. Just maybe send me a message or something, and I'll subscribe back to you guys. Okay, and that goes for anybody in the chat right now. That if you have a YouTube channel, I'll gladly subscribe back to yours. Okay. That was my little rant, my little parentheses rant. Thank you, Connor. And yeah, man, continue, please. Can you tell us about how you got started in all of this, bro? I mean, I know you've done it since you were a kid, and I know you practically touch base on all the topics and all the cryptids, paranormal, all of that. Can you tell us, like, what do you like the best out of everything that you've done? Because I've seen that you've done it all. Can you tell us what you like the best? What field you like the best?
Oh yeah, I just like traveling the best, and honestly, these conferences are really fun. Like, I'm big on in real life. Like, these podcasts are super cool because it's comfortable from your home, but I love linking up with other researchers and really pushing the boundary, and then other people get to see us together in action. Next time we're at a conference, they're gonna be like, wow, that's Conner Flynn, Bigfoot Anon, and Matt Williamson. We saw them go out together in the Green Swamp. Let's go talk to them. And I feel like that's how it is with me and Stacy. It's like cool seeing that the young guns get along with the old guys in state, but he's definitely a trailblazer, and he could, shove me away, or he could embrace me. And I feel like the embracement can take us all to just like unreal levels. But man, I've always been passionate about unsolved mysteries and monsters, and I've always been a writer too. I was a writer for my high school newspaper. I was the head sports writer, the editor, and then one article that I co-wrote with this dude, because I was an MMA writer. We actually traveled around to like a bunch of fights, saw Fedor Rogers, Anderson Silva, some of the baddest dudes. So again, I have seen Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Anderson Silva, Fedor. So I know what greatness, I know what magic actually feels like to be around it. So when I take it to the forest, I'm carrying everything with me, and the combination of sports Easter egg knowledge. I worked for the Cleveland Indians as a photographer. Still don't know crap about cameras, but always just getting in where I could fit in. My mom was a farm girl. My dad was a fireman who, parked where he wasn't supposed to. So I was always figuring out how to bend the rules and get into games and get 3 bobbleheads instead of 1. So it's always about figuring out where that gray area is and kind of exposing it or enriching it as well. And I always leave spots better than I left them, man. I love picking up bottles and treasure and finders keepers, but I get, 3 garbage bag full of junk out of the forest as well. So we just got to keep making the small impacts. And I think it's really cool when you can be there for somebody when they have a crazy story and be endearing or open-minded enough. And I have a lot of crazy submissions and people coming to me on personal level because they know that I'm so far out there that I'm not going to be intimidated by their cloaking story or anything like that. So they know that they have a safe place. And Bigfoot Anon kind of works with that too, kind of like an AA vibe. But it started on SoundCloud, narrating anonymous encounters and newspaper articles about the giant bone excavations. Just because so many people are lazy and they can't even click something, so I'll just do it audio. So people could stop saying there's no proof or anything. And I'm always battling against that. And oh man, it's an ongoing thing because modern academia and science will never give in. Or at least it will be a controlled agenda if they ever do, kind of like UFOs, because they're preparing us for the projections in the sky. Oh, man. But, yeah, I've just been a lifer at this. And then we've always been searching for skunk apes. And if you ask any of the kids I grew up with, whenever we were going on our bike rides or scavenger hunts, we were always talking about gremlins in the forest and the panthers, the black cats, and, of course, the bear man, and a lot of cool stories. I grew up right around the corner from a witch's ball, which is a really cool thing. It's a giant granite ball that's hot when it's cold, cold when it's hot. This witch killed like 7 people or 14 people. There's 3 different stories because there's Irma's house. She killed her whole family. And then there's Crybaby Bridge. She threw the baby off the bridge. And then the witch's ball that she killed a bunch of people, like 7 or 14 people with arsenic, all in this small triangle in Valley City, where there's also been Dogman sightings and the Sleepy Hollow Wolfman. Me and my 2 buddies encountered when we were about 12 years old before a golf tournament or a golf league on a Friday night. So I've just always been surrounded by strange, and it's found me. So it might be something inside of my spirit. I've talked to a lot of people about my past lives. I've been married to Gemma Jade in a past life when I was a big warrior. So maybe something's inside this eternal energy. But again, I just like to get in where I fit in. So I'm not trying to be king or anything. I'm just trying to sneak in the shadows and be invited or at least comped around the world.
Right. Hey, I'd like to ask you a question real quick. Can you explain to me in the audience listening, maybe some people might know, but I'm not too sure on it. That's why I like to ask. What is the difference between a skunk ape, which looks more like a ape or orangutan, than a Bigfoot? I mean, what's the difference? Are they related or are they not related? Or what is your take on that, Conner?
Yeah. Yes, I definitely think they're related and definitely interchangeable in most terms. But if you look at the skunk ape photos from Myakka, the 2 that were anonymously sent to the Sarasota PD, That creature definitely looks a little bit more orangutan-like, has sharp teeth, a little bit of a snout. So that's a skunk ape. And in Dave Shealy's Skunk Ape headquarters, he actually has casts that are 4-toed and 4-fingered. So maybe that type of variation creature would be the skunk ape. Just like how a Dalmatian is a little bit different than a Chihuahua, but they are both still dogs. So there are going to be different variations of it. In the Honey Island swamp, they have 3-toed ones, so it's like a swamp creature. So many times, maybe the skunk ape is this reptilian type creature too. So again, down in the southern swamps, it is a little interchangeable. But it actually started in the Panhandle, the skunk ape legend, because it had a white stripe on its back like a skunk, so they started calling it skunk ape. So a lot of people think it's the smell, but it actually started from that. But of course, the wild man stories go way before the white man or any man was here on the land, because Key West had a bunch of crazy stories. There were hidden temples in the Everglades. Florida was definitely a sacred soil state, and these creatures still lurk here today. And while I'm talking about it, I gotta go about my favorite skunk ape story, the Ocheesee Pond Wild Man, the one that was captured in the 1800s here at the Ocheesee Pond. And it's really wild because it's less than 10 minutes from where I'm sitting right now. So you got to think, like, you know, I've traveled all across America, ate out of dumpsters, and I still find my way back to probably the coolest Sasquatch story that really isn't getting talked about. But it was harassing women and children. So after a while, the men from the Native American camp and the Civil War veteran camp had to team up, and they surrounded this thing on one of the islands in the Devil's Half Acre. And supposedly there's still caves back there that have mummies. So I'm very interested to go with the locals during the right time of the water level, so you can get past the cypress. It's like a huge maze and a labyrinth. It's unreal back there. People get lost for days and days. I'm sure before a record, you know, people probably went missing and were cheesy bait. But still to this day, they're still roaming. I have a good friend in radio that he actually made his own hearing aid, and he could tune it to listen to these things breathing in the swamp. It's very crazy. But one was captured in the 1800s, and they netted it. They sent it to the Capitol in Tallahassee. The governor said, "Oh, no way," and then sent it to Chattahoochee Hospital. And then it was kept there for 3 years and probably done experiments and cruel and unusual punishment. Gary Oldman made a movie called Chattahoochee that talks and exposes that place. There's actually a deep underground military base underneath as well. And my good friend, Jack, works there and lives on campus, so I get to explore the grounds, and I filmed a bunch of spots and some of the entrances to the bunkers, and we were told we can't release any of the footage or there would be repercussions, but there is a buried skunk ape somewhere on the grounds. They say it's with a bunch of Native Americans and they built a building on top, or it's by one of the golf courses way back. So I'm guessing the golf course was put there to maybe cover it up as well. But it's one of my favorite stories. There's documentaries about it. The Ocheesee Pond Wild Man. The Void Cat, my newest werewolf movie, actually started off as a Ocheesee Pond Wild Man story, and then it got really crazy and wild. But I just want everybody to know that story, the Ocheesee Pond Wild Man. There's a lot of other cool stories around here. The Rocky Creek Rod Bender, the Two-Egg Stump Jumper, the Caryville Wood Ape. Of course, Donnie Miller had his caveman encounter not far from here. And then Torreya State Park is the Mecca, and I'm actually going there tomorrow. Finding Bigfoot has filmed there, a bunch of documentaries. There have been a lot of cast and hair samples. It's right by the Bridges house where they had that oily hand on the glass door. Man. So, again, I feel like I've been brought to this random panhandle place, and it's all for a reason, just to experience and tell the stories of all these creatures. And pretty much every day I get a new wild report of either the skunk ape or these things called the knot deer or the spicy deer. It's pretty much like these deer people, and my friend actually shot one up in Georgia, and it yelled like a man at him. And Swamp Dweller is an awesome narrator on YouTube. He actually narrated his story a while back. It's very cool.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Hey, now I want to get into the encounters that you had. Can you tell us a little bit about your encounters, or which ones, whichever you want to pick? That's fine. I'm sure they're all great. So if you
Yeah.
could tell us a little about your encounters, your personal encounters.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure everybody wants to hear about it.
I've had a bunch of encounters. The first one that I mentioned a little bit earlier was the Sleepy Hollow Wolfman. My buddies Jake and Alex, and my buddy Jake was actually at the Florida Bigfoot conference, so it was really cool for him to reconnect with his past. But Jake and Alex had a late evening or late daytime sighting that this thing crossed the road, and they described it as a werewolf, a wolfman. At first they thought it was a deer, but it was running on two legs, and they were being driven home by a fireman that witnessed it too. But we were young, so didn't really know what to expect. And then a couple weeks later, ended up staying over at his house. It was a Friday before our golf league, and his house was decked out. So I was just excited to be sleeping over. And we slept in the basement. He had a big pool table, walkout glass doors into the patio, into the backyard. And it was a place called Caves and Cliffs. There was a bunch of caves and cliffs, plus a abandoned drive-in theater, and a abandoned swimming hole that had this cement diving spot. So a very cool terrain, and it's definitely a magnet for strange. But after a few hours of playing pool, we just got a strange feeling. They actually typed it up and said they heard rustling outside, but I think it was internal. I feel like we got zapped, or at least just notified our instincts where something was out there. So we turned off the lights, and then we're peeking through one of the small windows, all three of us, and we see this huge dark figure down in the darkness, but it was darker than the night behind it. And my buddy said the eyes were glowing. I honestly do not remember that. I just remember being like, oh my God, my mind, it's real. They weren't talking about nonsense that whole encounter, weeks before, because they were hyping it up, because they knew I was into that kind of stuff. So I had verification and confirmation that it was real. Ended up diving into the staircase for a few minutes. We ended up, getting brave enough to look back. Felt like a lifetime later. Nothing was out there. We ended up trying to watch movies. Saving Private Ryan, that was their guys' movie. Being so scared. I remember being shivering. And we went upstairs, and we ended up sleeping up there. His mom talked to us the next morning. I was like, why'd you guys sleep up in Alex's room? And we told her that we saw some kind of creature. And instead of, shooing us away, because she was churchy and, by the book, she actually said that she heard man-like owl calls pretty much every night from there. And
how old were you back then?
About like 12 or 13. So we were really, really young.
Yeah, young teens, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then everything just started spiraling. We actually had this bear cat encounter. Jake and I, we were walking around my grandparents' property probably for hours with my black lab and then two cow dogs, Irish Blue Heelers. And we were just laying under this tree house that we made up. It was about a halfway made house that my uncle and my grandfather made for the grandchildren. And something ended up dropping out of the tree on us, and it looked like a mangy dog. It was as big as my black lab. We always called it the bear cat, but if you actually Google a bear cat, it was not one of those creatures. It was not a Cincinnati bear cat. It was more like a were bear. Might have been like a juvenile dog man or some kind of mangy, like panther type coyote creature. But it dropped down on top of us. We ran away. The dogs were like barking and growling at it. Nobody was hurt. My grandparents were not surprised. So they thought it was a bobcat. I don't think it was a bobcat. It was black. Then a couple years later, me and Jake were doing LSD for a blood moon at my house. And we ended up laying there watching 2001 Space Odyssey come to life in the sky. And everybody else, I think it was one of the November ones that everybody was partying, and we're like, yeah, we're really on to the truth of the world while they're doing that. We're really awake. And then we're laying there with my kitty cats, me sense and feel something come up on the other side of my shed, my barn, and it was heavy. At first I thought it was the cats, and we looked around and we saw they were there. And then we thought maybe it was a deer, so we ended up starting moving towards it. We get hit with this just force of, I don't know, just not badness, but just kind of like a warning. And we internally surrendered, laid back down. We didn't even hear it walk away, but we didn't have any more interaction with it. That was very crazy. My one that is definitely most groundbreaking, clear, was when I was driving home from family video after midnight one night. I turned from Prospect to Boston Road. So I was about to hit Boston right at the perpendicular, and there's this huge patch of woods. And I saw this white creature, like a translucent creature, kind of looks like a rake, maybe like a naked man, who was very wet. I don't think it was a human at all, but it could have been a hairless Sasquatch. But I saw it take two and a half or one and a half good steps and then dart into the forest. And then I ended up talking to a couple neighbors once I moved down to Florida, and they said they had a bunch of strange encounters in those same woods. So that just really strengthened all the other stuff that happened in my yard. One other one that I've talked about many times is I was waiting for a girl to come over to sleep over. My mom was home, so I was having her park like in the back neighborhood, and I was waiting for her, cussing her out, because she was late. And I was just trying to get some, and I was really upset, and end up sparking something from the forest, and it like bluff charges me. But I was so worked up and animated that I just bolted in a straight line to my back door, and I ran right through my neighbor's garden, and they had a stake that went through my face and like broke my collarbone. I looked really banged up. I bounced off, got back to the door. I ended up calling her. She ended up showing up too, and I had to get her out of there. Never really talked to her again.
Did it chase you? Did it chase you, or just?
I don't think it even got out of the forest, out of the woods. But
probably a bluff charge, maybe.
Yeah, bluff charge. I was causing a ruckus. I was really upset because she was like 25 minutes late, and at that point, I didn't know if she was leaving me dry, or if she was running late and she wasn't being clear. So I was out there like screaming at her voicemail, stuff that I would hopefully never catch myself doing again. But I feel like it honestly was just getting me the heck out of there, or trying to snap me the heck out of it. But that was very crazy. And I was in a sling working at Family Video for a few weeks after that. And my face was all messed up, and I had to my lips were, embarrassing. So, man, it was crazy.
Awesome,
that was just Ohio. I've had roadside encounters. We were driving from Ohio down to Florida for that Nationals with my buddy Jake. And somewhere between West Virginia and Tennessee, both of us in the snow saw something step down from the road. In a 16-hour drive, hours of silence, hours of singing, hours of talking, and both of us see something and say something about it. I don't know what it was, but I definitely think it was some kind of giant creature. And now I've seen so many blurs, and I've had other roadside encounters that I've been stranded. And even at Sleepy Hollow when we were younger, me and my buddy Matt and Billy, we were walking and we saw these giant black canine dogs too, and I was real scared of the headless horseman, and it was cold. But man, we've definitely had encounters with black canine dogs in many encounters up in Ohio, and then down here in Florida, in the Green Swamp when I was with Tim T. We actually recorded one on back cam on multiple occasions. He think there was 6 or 7. I'm not doubting him. I think there was definitely multiple out there. We saw a hawk with a broken neck. One girl got attacked by bees or underground wasp or whatever, stung 30 times, had to be rushed out of there, almost went to the hospital. We found footprints, tree breaks, tree snaps, tree bends, TP structures, portal-like structures, weird ground glyphs, a lot of strange stuff over in the Green Swamp. And then at Bellamy Bridge, I recorded a whoop, and then we had a tree get pushed down. I went down with a lot of curious people, war veterans that have seen some things, trackers, bottomists, mentally handicapped people that are still walkers. There's this guy, he's the walking legend. He walks all around Florida, and he muscles through it hundreds of miles per week. I've brought in him to a couple of these haunted trails, and he won't shut up the whole time, but I feel like he's bringing everybody along, and I love that dude, Chris Hurley. He is the man in muscle. I call him Rambo, and he's like, oh yeah, and we collect bottles, and he was actually with me when I casted this footprint, and he was also with me when that Eastern Diamondback rattlesnake went across the road right in front of us, and we got more than 700,000 views on TikTok. That was the first viral video. That really.
Hey, have you measured that cast? The one you just showed, the second one. Have you measured it? How long it is?
It's smaller than my foot, so.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's not huge.
It's not that big. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
That's why I think it's a juvenile. It's a female, or maybe a homeless hitchhiker. But I've definitely seen slender ones into the 400. Just showed some female footprints, and they looked exactly like this. And once I saw that, I was like, all right, that's really cool. But even if it was a homeless man in that cave, I'm still casting it. I think it's interesting. I'm all about the anomalies, and there's stories underneath every rock.
Oh, okay. Hey, let me ask you this, man. Do you think that all of the Bigfoots that have been sighted all around the world, including the Yeti, which is somewhere in Russia or something like that, somewhere where it snows.
The Himalayan mountains, yeah.
Himalayan mountain. There you go.
For sure, there's Yetis here too.
Yeah. Maybe in Alaska, right?
Monster and
in Alaska,
white one,
or even Alaska. Canada. Yeah, because Canada is like very, very heavily populated with snow in Canada, like northern Canada, and where the cities aren't there. But do you think that all of them are related, or do you think they're different species? Like even the Yowie in Australia,
Yeah,
and the
I think most of them are related, of course. We're all probably created in our image. I don't know. That's a very interesting question because some of them have 4 toes, some of them have 3 toes, some of them have snouts. The Yeti has 4 in that little curve because they all got to adapt to their style. Again, all different dogs look different. So there is probably some similar genetic makeup between all of them, but then there's just species galore. But then you get into the mantis man, the moth man, dog man, lycanthrope, rougarou. So yeah, maybe all the Sasquatch wild men are, and then those ones are not. They're differently made.
I think they're all related in some way, maybe as a species, like us humans. You got all different races all around the world, but we're all related as a species, which is a human species, right? Homo sapien. But do you think they're related like that, or they just sprung out of nowhere? Or maybe it may be even brought here by the aliens as pets or something.
I definitely think they're all related, just like human beings are. But then there probably are some that have been altered by the extraterrestrials and maybe
brought back
and raised by the government to find other ones that are free with their skills. So yeah, the rabbit hole definitely goes deep. But I think yes, the Yowie, the Yeti, the orang pendek. Are all related to the skunk ape and
orang pendek is in Asia, right? Orang pendek, that's in Asia.
In Indonesia, yep. So Asia, and there's a lot of cool stories about like Kushtaka and even the Russian ape lady Zana, and they can mate with human beings as well. So there's something with that human hybrid in them. So I think that is remarkable, thinking they are closer related to us. I think they are our bridge to the creator. There's a lot of stories about them being descendants of Cain. Joseph Smith, who founded the Mormon religion, he actually met Cain in the 1800s, still alive today. And he was as hairy as Henderson, of course, and he was tall as Joseph on a horse. So Cain is clearly a Sasquatch, and a lot of people think that, yes, they are descendants of Cain. And Owlman has, had conversations with Sasquatch, and he asked, are you descendant of Cain? And the Sasquatch responded back, I'm a descendant of Eve. And that's kind of the answer to, get around that. And right here, man, I'm in the Garden of Eden. So I feel like this is a magnetic pull, pulling these creatures. And it definitely pulled me here. But again, I think the Sasquatch, the wild man, yes, they are all brother to us as well. But then it gets very strange because there are other creatures out there. Maybe the hairy man is protecting us from all of those benevolent forces.
Okay, so now let's turn the tables a little bit. What do you think about Dogman? Do you think Dogman? Tell me what you think, because there's a lot of speculations about Dogman. Some people say they're made by the military, like military soldiers, like Universal Soldier, the movie, like that. Some people say they're just been here for millions of years without being noticed. And there's people that say the aliens brought them here to this planet as pets and, whatever. And some people say they're demonic, like they just come in and out of our realm and like through a demonic dimension or something. And I mean, what is your opinion on that?
Yes, I think there are so many out there, like Rougarous, Lugaroos, Lycanthropes, Lycan, Wolfman. A lot going on. There's a lot. I've definitely seen large, dark, black canine creatures that seem like they have man-like abilities or really personalities. But then there's also the stories of large level demonic people. They come to a point that they have to either transform into a werewolf or a vampire. So there's something with curses and transformation and blood sacrifice. So I think there's multiple avenues of it, because I've also heard Hitler was trying to start his own Dogman army, and then King Arthur was battling against upright canines. So there are so many different takes on it. That there's different avenues. There's definitely some experiments being made, but then they go back to the old times with Anubis and all those other dog heads or other animal heads. And then there's chimeras that, maybe the government or some of these tribes are trying to create to battle the next one. But I also think there are these natural beings, creatures out there.
Yeah, because that's like the never-ending battle between in the cryptid community. That like half of the people say that they're breathing, living creatures, and the other half say no, they're from another dimension. They're not from here. They're not. They're not. What do they say? Blood and something. How they call flesh and blood? Yeah, flesh and blood. And they're more like paranormal. They're more from another realm, and they go in and out of dimension, interdimensional, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like they're not living creatures, is what they say. And they're hard to kill. They walk through portals and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard because there's been so many encounters that people like the most famous one. What's his name? Damn, I can't remember right now.
LBL.
No. The guy with the show. What's his name? Can't remember right now. The Encounters, something Dogman Encounters with radio.
Oh, Vic Cundiff.
Yeah, there you go, Big Comeback. Okay, so him, like he's had people say, his guests say that they've seen him coming in and out of portals, and that makes you think that's interdimensional, not living here only, what I'm saying? Where it's flesh and blood creatures would only live here, only eat here, only die here, right? Which a body has never really been found, and if it has, it's been put away or whatever, or gotten rid of it, But yeah, that's the never-ending battle between the cryptid groups that half the people say they're flesh and blood, and the other half say that no, they're interdimensional with powers and paranormal, whatever.
And I'm with both because I've interviewed.
I think they're both. I think they're both actually. I think they are both.
I
don't pick a side.
Right up the street, less than 10 miles away again. And he saw it that started at 7 feet, and then it rose taller than the telephone poles. And he said the head was bigger than a car. So right there, that's like a shapeshifter, maybe like a skinwalker. So that's some next level stuff showing maybe demonic activity. I interviewed him. It's on video. I definitely encourage people to check it out. We're making a documentary here soon about all these cryptids in the region, and I'm definitely bringing him into it. There's another guy that saw a rake type creature, one of these white things, and then his neighbor did too, and then his neighbor sadly died shortly after it. So maybe radiation, maybe just the terror of seeing it, or maybe just because you're scorned by the whole world for something you witnessed, you don't know what you believe anymore. You have no more time left on this planet then.
Yeah, exactly. And some people said that when they see a Bigfoot, even on Dogman Radio Encounters, whatever, that they've seen a UFO right before they seen the Dogman, or right after they seen it, whatever. But like they seen it like right in the vicinity, like a few minutes before they seen the Dogman. So like that makes you think. Do you think they come and drop them off?
There's definitely a possibility.
As a pet? I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't give too much thought to the.
Or could it be could it be an alien taking a form of an animal like that to get some kind of information and the reaction out of people when he scares them, but he lets them go. He doesn't kill them or whatever. That's that's how they come about with the encounters, right? Because they survived it. So what if they bring back that intel to the ship, to the UFO? It makes you think.
It's definitely a possibility. The Sasquatch are said to call them the wolf people, and at the one of the museums down in South Florida, they have the Calusa cat. It's about the Calusa people, the first people in Florida. And then they also made a Wolfman statue. And I think that gets slept on a lot. I made a video of it, but it's probably an easy Google search for everybody, guys. Calusa wolf statue. I think it's a Wolfman. And they also worship, the panther down there, the living, breathing black cat.
Yes, exactly. And, a lot of people, they see either a panther or a wolf stand up for some reason. They're all, and they think that, it might be a dogman. So, it could be a lot of things. People are paranoid and they think they see a dogman. It's really not a dogman. It could be just a panther, standing up and stretching on a tree. It could be a lot of things. It's just, I guess we'll never know unless we actually see, like, who was it? Scotty just said we need to capture a live baby or something. You know what I mean? Or we need to trap a Bigfoot. Like he's like I just left it on the screen. We need hard evidence. That's what I think. We need, because everybody is hearsay. Oh, I got the best proof. Or okay, well, where's your proof? Oh, I don't have it. I left the picture somewhere, whatever. And it's like you need to have proof. Because I know people that have seen them in person, like in close vicinity. You're not going to change their mind because they're going to tell you, no, I know what I saw. F you, I know what I saw. You know what I mean? But the rest of us is like, I believe you that you've seen it, but I don't believe it with my own two eyes because I didn't see it. You know what I mean? And there's no evidence. So if there's some evidence, some type of evidence, even if it's just like I said when me and Tom were, starting this channel. Now he's got his own channel, North Carolina Cryptid and Paranormal Project. By the way, for anybody that's wondering, well, when we first started, me and him, we used to say that a lot. That that maybe these creatures were just made by some type of entity, superior entity or something, you know what I mean? And we'll never know until we see a body, until we'll see, even if, this is what we used to say, if somebody had like a picture or a video, make it go viral until they take it down, of course, because they're going to take it down, but at least make it viral where the thing is moving alive in a cage or something, you know what I mean? Some kind of credibility where somebody can say, oh shit, people that really know about these creatures that can say, damn, that was a real, Bigfoot or a real dogman, even if they try to write it off as a fake, or people, there's always gonna be, oh no, that's fake. Anything they see, it's fake, unless they see it with their own two eyes. But if they see a video, even if it's real, they'll call it fake. That's 50% of the community. So, and I'm on the other 50% where I see something, I'm like, oh shit, that's real. You know what I mean? They took it off, they confiscated it, whatever, but that shit was real. You know what I mean?
For sure. And I think they've been captured many times. I've heard many reports of that. But I also, encourage people to look at the Beast of LBL. People were killed. That's real documented evidence. And then down in Brownsville, Texas, people were killed. Some kind of creature tore them apart. So we might not have to capture one of their creatures. We might just have to recover one of our bodies.
One of ours, yes, exactly. And that's another question. Why do we never find a dead Bigfoot body or a dead Dogman body? Why do we never do they not bury their own? What do they do? Do they burn them? I mean, do they eat them? What do you think might be the cause for us not finding a dead body, Connor?
I think definitely all three. What you just said, they definitely bury their dead very deep and under huge boulders. They probably burn their leaders, and then maybe they eat them, deep into situations and environments that require it. There's many tribes out there, but they, again, have been so much closer to Earth than us. I wouldn't be surprised if they just dissolved and became Earth, or, the vines and ivory, really grow plentiful from their bones and their calcium, and everything in the forest is going to go after that if the bones were just laid out, because that is the apex. Of course, there are a lot of reports of them being killed in Myakka in 1994. One was shot dead. Stacey Brown's documentary talks about a DNR officer running one over, and then the suits coming in. So there's dozens of stories of them being found dead. But, of course, widespread. You're never going to get that clear, true story. They had the one alive here at the Ocheezy Pond at the Chattahoochee Hospital, Mm-hmm. But, man, I definitely think that they're, burying their dead deep in caves, and they know when they're going to die, just like a cat. And there's always other ones around.
Yeah. I believe that because they live in caves. That's one thing for sure, that they do live in caves. People have, reported of seeing, bipedal creatures, evil looking or whatever, in the caves, and they scare them out, and they run them out the cave, out of the cave, and I think that's a real possibility that they do live within the caves, and the caves go down, down. That's why that's how normal the caves go down. They don't go straight. They go down like into like burrows and like dark, deep caves and dwellings. And I think that I think that they might just take them back to their cave so nobody will ever find the body. Because have you noticed where there's a lot of encounters, even on Vic's show, that they say they see a dead body, and then they go and get help or go get something or whatever at the car, whatever, and they come back and it's gone.
Oh yeah.
Because that's their own kind that took it already. What I mean? They don't want it to be found. So I mean,
anybody that's a Vic Tunda fan, check out Sleepy Hollow Wolfman. He had interviewed me a while back, and that show definitely blew up. It was very cool. I was just on his Bigfoot show recently as well. Vic is definitely the man, and being interviewed by him is like a cryptid experience himself, because his voice and just the experience, very, very cool.
Yes, absolutely. Man, it's. I mean, we can go down this rabbit hole, but we would need like at least 4 or 5 hours. You know what I mean, to get down to the real nitty gritty, I guess. But there's just a lot of people, and I respect everybody's opinion. Like there's people that no, it's not this, it's that, and I'm like, hey, hold on, that's just my opinion. You can have your own opinion, and I'll respect it. That's cool, whatever. There's no need to argue and fuss and fight, over my opinion or your opinion. It's not a fact. It's either. I'm not saying mine is a fact, but you can't sit here and try to tell me that yours is a fact either, because it's not. It's just a speculation. So we need to respect each other's opinions and say, okay, yeah, that could be a possibility. You know what I mean? Good one. I like that one. But mine is this, this idea, and this is, this could be a possibility too. And that's what, that's what I see a lot in the groups, that, everybody always trying to prove themselves right and, more knowledgeable and more superior and use fancy words and, shit like that. But it's just a matter of opinion, I think, and we should all respect our opinion. You know what I mean?
100%. All we could do is just open more doors and support each other. And if we're all thinking the same thing,
if anything, support each other instead of try to fight each other or whatever. Like, oh no, that dude's full of crap or whatever. No. Just support each other. Okay, that's what you think. Cool. I'm gonna support you. You know what I mean? And I expect you to support me too. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just I look at it like as in a positive way. You know what I mean? Kind of like you, but you're super positive. I'm not that positive, but I'm gonna say half. Yeah.
I see what Scotty said. I seen one at a freak show that was real looking in Ice Chicago. That's actually the Minnesota Iceman. And a lot of people speculate and theorize that might be one of the Bigfoot that were killed when they filmed Patty out at the Bluff Creek Massacre. Very interesting. And then that story, it actually was authentic Sasquatch in the ice. But then once it crossed over customs, the government, they took it, of course, and then the guy still had to tour around, so he got a fake one made. So I hope you saw it before they took it in customs. But just saying that kind of stuff is taboo, and I was teaching it on stage. And then guess what? A woman came up to me, to my table, and said, "Hey, I saw the Minnesota Iceman too." So sometimes you got to freaking break ice to get to the Iceman, right?
That's right. Hey, is that the one you're talking about? Is that the one where it's a guy, he lives like in a cabin and there's a lot of snow everywhere, and he brings out these big ice chests with like supposedly Bigfoot parts in it? Is that the one?
No, that's Peter Kane. This one was in the 70s, like 50 years ago.
Okay,
Peter Kane,
was earlier.
He's a hoaxer. He's funny though. He's got a girlfriend that gets some clicks. Whatever. Like, come on, girlfriend.
I don't know. Yeah,
I'm actually doing Bigfoot stuff.
I didn't really think it was real, but I don't like to, mock the guy either. You know what I mean?
He's a good dog trainer. He's actually like one of the best dog trainers in the world. So he's very interesting. He's freaking hilarious. Once you realize it's satire, it's funny. It's cool. But I think it's hilarious. But I go in his chat sometimes and try to rile him up.
Oh yeah, that's cool, man. Hell yeah, and mess with him for a little bit. Hey, I got a question, Connor. It's from Scarborough, man. He says, Connor, do you think Patty and Bluff Creek is male or female Bigfoot?
I think it was a pregnant female. I think she might have even been carrying another creature on her body. Some people think my buddy Dr. Wu, who is a freaking scientist and worked at Smithsonian, he thinks these creatures might be marsupial, like me and you talked about last time. So I could have a pouch like these freaking squirrels and kangaroos and birds.
Yeah, like in Australia,
Oh, yeah, and you can hide a lot of young. But there's actually some shots that show something kind of climbing on her shoulder. You can, see it. And you got to think, this girl is, like this wide. So a little baby is going to have a lot of real estate to hide and maneuver.
Right.
But I think it's definitely a female.
I
Stacey
agree.
Brown actually had some compelling points saying that all the PG footage was fake, and it really got everybody riled up at the conference. But I think it is authentic footage. I think that they hunted down creatures, though, because they were damaging equipment when they were going to log that forest. So definitely check out M.K. Davis, Scott Carpenter, Bobby Short. She passed away. She lost her life for telling the truth. Definitely, I support the Bigfoot world, but some of it's still an illusion, and they want to censor some crap. We got to break free with the forwardness. And if I'm wrong, then I'll eat my words and say I'm wrong and was down the rabbit hole. But I think there's a lot to it, and where there's smoke, there's fire.
Right. Yeah, I also agree with the female, because you can see the chests. I think she had like 4 chests, as a matter of fact. But you can see the breasts. You can see the breasts as she's walking. And some people have even said that, what you just said, that it looks like she's carrying something on her shoulder or on her side.
Some people say she was digging for a baby that supposedly they killed and left to bait her. And that's kind of how they got the good shot. And then they sabotaged the footage. There's a lot to it. I feel like once freaking Bob Gimlin, retires or sadly passes away, maybe more truth will come out, or maybe we're just going to keep, running in circles. But the pictures I shared, recently on my TikTok from my friend in West Virginia, 4 clear Sasquatch photos. So we can't let that rhetoric of saying that there's no good Sasquatch evidence out there, because there's tons. I've recovered hair, footprints, so have my friends in multiple states, and they all have correlations. So it's very interesting. Different countries as well. My boy Damien is out there in Ireland every single day. So it's very cool to see people in my homeland as well.
Okay.
research.
Hey, so everybody in the chat, because we are going on an hour and 23. If you'd like to bring your questions, now's the time, because we don't know how much more longer we're going to go, me and Connor. And that being said, y'all can go ahead and put your questions up. In capital letters would be better. That way we can see them better. But go ahead and ask the questions you guys want to go ahead and ask right now, okay? And I'm just going to bring up another topic, and I love this one, Connor, and I know you're going to like it too. And I ask every guest that I have on, brother, what is your take on the what is it called? Shit, I can't remember the name right now. The Dogman that they filmed in supposedly, and they supposedly debunked that it wasn't real after all. Was it? What's it called? The one in Michigan.
Is it the old footage of the thing running at the camera?
Yeah, yeah. What's it called? What's it called?
I forget the fancy name for it.
Anybody in the audience can help us out right now?
It looks compelling though, and
I honestly think the first one was real, and I honestly think they paid the guy in the second one to say that it was him, because he doesn't look anything like the original one, and it looks like a ghillie suit. The second guy really looks like a ghillie suit, and the first guy doesn't. And then the first guy, he jumps up with all four limbs in the air at the same time, which is the front ones and the back ones, all four of them at the same time. The Gable film. There you go. Thank you, Scarborough.
Yeah.
What do you think? That's my famous question here on my show, brother. I like to ask everyone.
I think it's authentic because the movement is so abstract.
Right.
I don't remember the recreation, but even I couldn't recreate those movements because all four limbs are working in a weird way.
They go up at the same time.
Yes,
all four of them.
It's all together. You can't fake that.
And the guy didn't do that. The second part, the guy went first the front and then the back. First the front and then the back. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And in the first one, you can see it said, I can't really see it, but it said that you can see the back leg like this a little bit. Where you can see the leg, the little leg, not a human leg, but a little leg as in a dog leg or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like wow.
There's definitely some good canine photos out there.
Yeah.
Squatch Me Now shares a bunch. MVTV, and then my TikTok has a bunch as well. And then End Days Now is my homie. He's a young homie that is always just investigative journalism online, finding the craziest things on 4chan, crazy videos that are supposed to be deleted of UFOs. They're clear as day. It's very cool having an army of researchers all just bouncing ideas back off of one another. It's beautiful. Right.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask you what you thought about that, which is pretty much what I figured you would.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you didn't. That's not an upset for me.
I need to share it on my TikTok. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, you should. Yeah. You know what? You should cover that on your TikTok. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My brother. Journey to the Center or something, or his name's Buck. He just shared it, so I don't like to step on my buddy's feet, I'll share it a couple weeks after them, so everything's a little calculated.
Cool, man. Just reading the comments, see if there's any questions on there, but yeah, Scarborough says nobody has real film at time of Michigan Bluff Creek encounters took place. Disclaimer.
I didn't really get a chance to talk about my movies, and while the Dogman.
Yeah. What is that, brother?
Awesome werewolf movie. It's called The Void Cat, and I'm actually the main character, and it's a short film. It's doing very well in film festivals. We came in top 3. We're getting all these little things. The Kaiju Film Festival in Los Angeles, a bunch of weird video carnivals. But yeah, it's a werewolf movie. I find this cursed object that's in the shape of this creature, and then it takes over my mind. And then one of my friends comes over, and he, has problems at his house. His daughter just got a new cat, and he doesn't he needs it out. And, my void cat hears about that, and the rest is history. It's very, very cool. But it couldn't run without this one, because Zillafoot. Oh, man. Jack McClellan, my buddy from Alter Cortex Design, he's an awesome filmmaker here. He made a Bigfoot documentary with the Bridges family, and then he met me at the comic book store. He's like, "You're into Bigfoot?" I'm like, "Heck yeah, dude!" And again, the rest is history. And I play a cryptid research officer in this movie, and it is actually doing so well online that it got a widespread release. So it's in Walmart, Best Buy, FYE. It's in your mall. Oh yeah, but it is free. It's free on Amazon Prime, so you can watch it on there.
Zillafoot.
Yup, half Godzilla, half Bigfoot. It is so bad, it's good. But my parts, I'm very proud of. And then Jack McClellan filmed my parts too, and he got contracted for the sequel. So it's going to follow our three characters, and it's going to be a little bit more, imminent towards our movement. So I'm very excited. I also just filmed a short film about gnomes. We found a dead carcass of a deer that was torn apart.
Is that the one you told me about a week ago you were filming? Is that the one?
That was actually a different one. That one was called The Choice, and I was a murder victim of a female slasher. So I had to be in my underwear and a white T-shirt and all beat up, and I had to be a picture, like a Polaroid, on her wall of all her old victims. But the production got pushed back till next month. My part's already done. So I'm, just sitting back waiting. But hopefully it gets done quick. I'm trying to light a fire up under them as well because I'm all about new projects. But yeah, Zillafoot, so bad it's good, but it is hilarious, and the artwork is freaking incredible. And it's really cool because SRS Cinemas, they own a bunch of rights to a bunch of scary kaiju movies, like giant monster movies from Asia that go back into the 80s. So I'm talking like 30 years worth of movies that they could pull from. So there's a bunch of other monsters at the beginning that it like shows are in the universe. And those movies are actually pretty respectable kaiju movies. So me as like the Easter egg bunny of the cinematic universe, I'm like always looking for connections, and like the 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, I'm like 3 away from him. And if I could connect to Kevin Bacon, I can connect to anybody in Hollywood. So it's a beautiful thing. And where can we watch it? The Void Cat. The trailer is on YouTube. Search the Void Cat movie. The movie's coming out soon. We're shopping it around festivals right now, so it can't actually be public. Or it will be disqualified from the festivals. But right now it's doing very well, so we're just anticipating. We already actually finished writing the sequel, and it's really cool because if you're really into the movie...
Hey, Connor.
Yeah.
Connor, I got to run to the restroom real quick, bro. I can't hold it anymore. I can't even think, bro, so I won't take but 2 minutes, okay? Go ahead and tell them everything about that and your media, your Instagram and everything where they can find you, okay?
Definitely.
All right, thank you, bro.
Yes. For the film universe, the Void Cat, it's also in the same universe as Jack's movie Lost and Found. So if you watch that at the same time, or after, it's very cool to see the universe build. So the main character from his first movie is going to meet the main character from my movie, me, in this next one. So it's going to be universes colliding. I'm super pumped for it. I'm definitely hearing the echo from over there. It's really trippy, but let's just pretend we took some psilocybin and we're entering the void and the wave. But as you guys know, I'm Bigfoot Anonymous. You can find me on Instagram, Bigfoot Anonymous. You can find me on TikTok, Bigfoot Anonymous. Search Bigfoot Anon. If you want to check out all the recordings I did, check out SoundCloud, Bigfoot Anonymous. More than 10 hours of me narrating anonymous encounters. Even some of my best friends in this community have never even heard that. Like literally, sometimes I just listen to it too and refresh and write about it. It's very cool. But I have big things planned for the future. I'm going to be in the Bigfoot Odyssey 168. I'm got an awesome team with Chris Reinhardt, BF Bud, Tim T, Johnny Two Bears, a bunch of freaking legends. Can't wait to really stir it up. I know Squatch in South Florida is going to be down there. Hopefully he gets assigned to my camp too. Oh, man. A lot of big plans. Going to Torreya tomorrow. I've recorded like 8 hours of footage since being back from Lakeland. I casted, the small print yesterday, which is like a toddler's print, smaller than my freaking hand. It's really cool. And I also marked it right here with this leaf. So you have to make it creative. Hey,
nice. Hey, back, bro. Hell yeah, man. That's nice. I like those casts.
Yeah, it was very cool. I was in the forest yesterday, freezing my butt off a little bit. And yes, I've definitely had spiritual experiences in the woods. Every time I go out there is a spiritual experience. I open my, perceptors and lower my blinders and do whatever I can to get a little closer to Earth. Sometimes I see white blurs. Sometimes I just feel it in my bones, and other times I can hear it in the wind. So sometimes you just have to, become one with the forest to even encounter anything in the first place. And you have to manifest it in your mind long before it all unfolds.
Exactly. Hey, Conner, let me ask you for a favor, bro, because a real good friend of mine, Voltron, he's asking, can you keep us updated when they come out? Actually, can you post it in my group, bro? Post your books and your movies, the names and where they can find them so they can get a better look at that. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And, and keep this updated when they come out, when the new ones come out, too. So
Definitely. Yeah, big plans. And then Bama Bigfoot, what's your number one goal, Conner? My number one goal is to just continue this. I definitely want to make it a full-time job, and I'm pretty close to that now. I want to be invited to as many conferences and leading expeditions and even going camping with people for a small rate, just for some gas. I want to go investigate your farm or your property. I just want to be happy and also getting information. I feel like just another day, another dollar, another experience, another video. It all just piles up and unfolds. And as long as you stay true to yourself, the right stuff will happen. And I've met so many incredible people, and not all the days are great and fine and dandy. Sometimes it gets dark and really crappy in this world, and you have to be that light. You have to break free from the mold and be who you want to be. So my number one goal is just stay true to myself. And if I see myself conforming or giving in to any of their BS, then creators strike me down faster than I could even, do it. But again, I just want to keep writing books, making movies, telling stories. But if I can get funded more and more doing this, then heck yeah. And I, as a public speaker, I look at the establishment and I laugh.
Right.
And I see some of these people making a living.
Hey, Conner, I've seen a lot of people on TikTok where they have in their bio, they have like their PayPal or their Cash App or, whatever means for donations or whatever, to funding, for gear, for all that, like you do. And if they like you enough, they'll send you the money, bro. They'll pitch in to help you get better gear, get better, everything, or even maybe travel expenses, whatever, for you to go look at the places, explore them, go live like you do. And that's why I think that's why they like you so much, because you go live on location a lot, and mostly during the day. I haven't really seen any nighttime lives, but I've seen the days, and you pan everywhere around you as you're walking, and you show them and you give them a brief description of every little place that you go to. So that's awesome, bro.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate the support 1,000,000%. I do have my PayPal in my bio. 50,000 freaking followers.
Followers, man, that's awesome, bro.
If 1% donated $1,
exactly.
That's not the world we live in. We're dealing with 0.1. You can count on 0.1%. You know who I count on? I count on myself, and I count on just keep continuing on this mission, and the rest will unfold. But Standing Goats Rescue, Donnie Miller, he helped me set up my PayPal. After I went hiking with him, he saw my crappy gear, and then I actually got a bunch of donations. So a lot of my journey is a reflection of the kind people that support me. So I definitely have much love for them, and without them, I'd be still rocking my GoPro Hero 3. But I hope they're proud of me, and I hope that I bring a little bit of that weird side, that untouchableness of this earth. Knowing an author. Now everybody who's this, y'all know an author. It's not all J.K. Rowling, it's Stephen King. A person in a movie. It's like I just want to I want to do things that are great, but I also want to show that y'all can do it too. But I'm always, proud of my friends. I'm like, he played in the minor leagues. He had a D1 scholarship here. He was in this movie. I hope I could be that talking point for you guys. You say, hey, my goofball friends in Zillafoot. at the very minimum, I want to be a bright light, or maybe, you know, a talking subject for y'all to joke about to your friends, to ease up this freaking backwards world. You know, say, hey, check out this guy. You know, hopefully you just stir some people up, and that's what I'm all about. And it's real life, in real life. You know, some people have been calling me a poser out there and say that, oh, just because I'm calm around a campfire doesn't mean that I'll bring this real life energy to, you know, to my feet. You know, it's real life. As you guys saw at the conference, in front of 500 people, I'm still dropping this knowledge, dodging the snipers. And even if they had to pull me off the stage, I'm still going to freaking tell my truth. I don't care.
Right.
I'll start my own show. I'll start my own conference. I'll start my own movement. You know,
there you go.
Is with you. I'm all with you 100% or through you. You know, I grew up the end zone's that way. And Cleveland hasn't had a touchdown in a while. Yeah.
Hey, I seen a couple people ask you a couple questions while I was gone. Did you answer Scarborough's? You did, right? That's why I said, Conner, thanks for your answer, right? If you ever been spiritual?
Oh yes, I did answer
experiences.
That. Okay. We did just ask, do you plan on visiting Southern Ontario? I hope so, but you know, Trudeau has all these stupid limitations. But I have been through Northern Ontario. Actually, when I was a young kid, I went to the Clear Lake Cottages and had a very strange encounter in the forest, and had so much luck fishing and swimming. I actually caught the biggest perch of the summer at that lake. So I love Canada. I love Ontario. I love Niagara Falls. But I also love Western Canada. I've never been, but I definitely have huge goals. But right now, the world needs to wake up, and right now, Canada is. So I feel like the borders probably will be open in the next few weeks. So next time I'm up in Ohio, maybe I will make my way up there. Definitely reach out to me if anybody has cottages or anything, and you know, I could stay. I'm a couch surfer. Go check my profile on couch surfing, guys. 25 positives, no negatives. I won't steal from you. I might stink up your toilet after you provide a great meal, you know, but that's only natural. I'll also bring the ganj and the kush and the good vibes, you know, and we can watch Zilla put together, and you can tell me how horrible it is and how good my part is, though.
Exactly, bro. Hey, I just want to, real quick, guys, I just want to help out a good friend of mine. He's in here. His name is Abe Cius, and he's on here as the name of his group, which is Spiritual and Cryptid Encounters. You can find them both on Facebook group with that name, Spiritual and Cryptid Encounters, and you can find them on YouTube with the same name, Spiritual and Cryptid Encounters. You guys, if you guys can go, support him as well. Subscribe to his channel. He's got good videos, man, where he actually gets like demon faces and stuff in the woods, because he's got this place where he used to live a long time ago, and he's got videos of that, and you can see images of, you know, like dogman type images right there, like within the branches and stuff. Yeah, check him out. He's got a lot of good stuff there, man.
I definitely will. Spiritual and Cryptid Encounters. That's still definitely done some light work out there with even like lasers and stuff, and you take photos and you don't look away at it, and you can see pictures, man. I've gotten some weird orbs with like goat man faces in them. It's very strange stuff. Yeah,
I mean, you know, if you believe in spiritual, which I do, and I see you do too, and you know, you'll see the things that pop up on his videos. He's got like short videos where he's walking and you can see things behind him. Kind of like Scarp Carpenter, man, but more like evil looking, man, because that little patch of woods where it just looks evil, bro. Just like when you get there, it's just black. It's daytime and you can't see nothing. It's just black, pitch black in there. Like, God, damn, how's no sunlight get through there? You know what I mean?
Sounds scary. I'll definitely
check it does. Because, check it out.
I love finding people's footage, and people find crazy stuff in the background of my footage, so things are always closer than they seem, and even pareidolia might be paranoia, you know, or paranormal. It all goes together. But I think maybe the Sasquatch it could create it can create faces maybe in nature, or just nature creates faces itself. But you can't throw out anything because you know, fact is stranger than fiction, and coincidence is the only thing that never exists. It's a beautiful world out there.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, I think we've pretty much reached the end here, Connor. Unless anybody's got any more questions, I'd like to let me plug my thing in before it cuts off like last time. There it is. Okay, I'm at 5%. It just let me know. There was a show like 2 shows back where we were looking at videos. It was me, Tom, Al Santariga, and Brian Bowden.
Yeah.
And we were like watching videos. We were all cool, all of us on the left screen, and with big screen we had the videos and stuff on YouTube and all kinds of stuff, witches and goblins and shit. And all of a sudden, boom! I didn't notice that my battery was running low on my laptop, and boom! I cut off, but they kept going. that was some shit. Like what? So, but I still had to come back, charge my thing for a little bit, come back and close off the show because I was the host. See what I mean? So yeah, it was crazy, man. But anyway, hey, you look a little bit paused there, Connor. I don't know if your service is kind of freezing up a little bit, but okay. Well, anyway, I hope you come back, Connor. I hope you do, man. But if not, it's okay because we are towards the end of the show, and I just wanted to thank everybody, each and every one of you that showed up tonight, man. Supported me, supported Connor, subscribed to my channel. Thank you very much for that. I seen that, guys. It grew like 20 people, like boom, right there. And also, I wanted to say that you can find me on Facebook as the same name, Cryptid and Paranormal Kingdom. On Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. It's not a big channel, but it's small, but it's growing. It's getting there. It's Cryptid _and_ Paranormal _Kingdom. That's what it is on there. And obviously here on YouTube, Cryptid and Paranormal Kingdom. So, well, thank you guys. I don't know if Connor's coming back. Looks like he might have had some technical difficulties with his camera. We'll give him a few minutes to see if he comes back. But if y'all have any questions, y'all are free to ask questions you may have. And if not, then we're gonna see about ending the show. We are at 1 hour and 45 minutes. It was a great show. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone that showed up tonight, man. It's too many names for me to list really right now, but Scarborough, thank you. Daniel, Spiritual and Cryptid Encounters, Damien K, oh man, Nightmare, Bama BF, Seven Pearls, Scotty, Scotty Waddles, I believe. Was Tanya Kordick. Going back through the Amber's Paraworld. Thinking she might have a channel. Voltron, thank you so much, buddy, for being here, man. That's like a longtime supporter of ours. And he's a great guy, man. He's one of my personal friends now, actually. Mid South Sasquatch. Thank you, everybody, and anybody else that I might have missed. I'm sorry, but thank you. And yes, it was. Thank you, Scarborough. Yes, it was a fantastic show today, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, each and every one of you guys that were here tonight to support me and Connor. We'll see y'all next time. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Oh, there he is. Hold on, guys. Don't leave just yet. There he is. There's my buddy. Came back.
Yes, my cat knocked over the router.
Oh, really?
One. So, yeah, no problem. No harm, no foul. But, yeah, I see you wrapping up the show. I want to thank everybody for showing up, definitely. Another monumental evening, and I can't wait till the next one. Maybe we can link up with Thomas again and chop it up.
Yes, absolutely, man. I was just telling everybody, good night and thanks for showing up, for supporting me, supporting you, and subscribing to our, channels and groups or whatever. And thank you, Amber. So she said subscribe, brother. Thank you, Amber. Peril World. I'm thinking you might have a channel as well, Amber. Let me know if you do.
She has an awesome channel, and she has an awesome TikTok too.
Okay.
She has more than 25,000 followers, and she has special abilities. Plus, she has a connection to a Bigfoot in her forest called the Woodman, and she's going through some crazy extraterrestrial chaos right now. So definitely some light sent to her. She's awesome. She's the man. She's so rad. She has really cool information.
I'm gonna subscribe to her channel as well.
Yeah, she's going to be on Spaced Out Radio here soon, too. And she's very brave. She goes out there alone. She sees dead people. She's literally like the real life Haley Joel Osment. It's very, very interesting. But she has great, awesome oracle readings, too, that she connects and gives awesome insight. Damien in the chat, he has awesome videos. He really is onto energy overload. He finds dark figures and faces through his daily hikes and through other people's daily hikes. It's very, very cool. So I definitely appreciate everybody. Whoever's down for live Skunk Ape hikes. Like you were saying, man, not many people are doing it live, and that's what I'm showing. So at the very least, it's something to get away, and you can, root on to me getting eaten, because I've had some close experiences on the lives. I've recorded knocks. I've fell down little cliff sides, and I was, a couple percentages away from having to call my mom and going off live and saying, "Hey, Mom, you can just go for my yells. My phone's about to die."
Yeah. I got one question from Tanya. She says, "Have you experienced mind talk, Conner, with Bigfoots?"
Oh, what's up, Tanya? She is very awake as well, and she actually has a Bigfoot museum. So, heck yeah, Tanya, keep up the grind. I have not had direct mind speak with, words in my mind, but I've definitely had thoughts and feelings, and more like third eye feelings, just knowing they're in the area. But I've also had them in my dreams that they weren't directly communicating with me, but I feel like they were showing they were always there, mostly at my my grandparents' farm. I've seen some weird things in my dreams there. I was actually going through a lot of craziness with my family too, and I feel like it gave me clarity as well. So sometimes this cryptids and paranormal stuff can get you away from the static so you could see it clearly. It's all very interesting. I haven't had the full-on Kevin Saunders telepathy, though, that they give you insider information about you and your life.
Cool, man. And what was Amber's channel one more time, Conner?
Amber's Peril World. If you search Amber's Peril World, it will show up. Okay. And as I'm just teasing everybody, but it's Conner, CONNOR. All my books say it, all the signs say it, but no, I've had it my whole life. It's just funny, you had me cracking up, Carlito.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I saw that.
Above it says Conner Flynn.
Yeah, no, I saw that. But, I'm gonna go back and change it now that after the live. You know what I mean? Because it was like a pre.
Had ER on everything, and then I got there and it was OR. I'm like, hey, it doesn't matter. I'm big on energy. Y'all for me, even if you don't ever, research Bigfoot Anon, or we don't ever cross paths again, all you guys in the future, remember this moment, remember this energy. Know you got someone fighting for you with all this. And again, Yo Cheesy, Pond, Wild Man, and also the boy cat, baby. Don't kick your cat, or you're gonna get that. Yeah,
I saw that. And when it was too late, man, I saw that E. I was like, oh, damn, I messed up, man. I was like, I hope you don't get mad because of that.
It's just him, Yeah. I would say everybody but my mom messes it up, Here's Bama Bigfoot. Always fun listening to Conner.
Yeah, man, I know.
I love the backhanded support, baby. Can't tell if you're loving or mocking me. No, I love it. I freaking love it. I leave people stunned. Like when I go to the gas station, I ask them if it was haunted. I'm sure they watch me and they're like, "What the heck was he smoking?" And I say that White Widow or that Alaskan Thunder. It's it's the F word, so I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that public,
Yeah.
We got the Discovery Channel watching. I see you, Josh Gates. Bring me back on season 4. MF.
Well, guys, I think we come to a conclusion tonight. I'm pretty sure Connor can go another 3 hours as well as I can too, but we don't really want to, keep y'all's time too much, man. So we're gonna have to end tonight's show. Oh, that's cool. What is that?
This is a bobcat print. It's very cool, and I marked it with the back of this leaf. And then I got 2 more bobcat prints too, right here. Nice. So guys, buy some plaster of Paris at Walmart or Lowe's and just practice. And then when you find a bare footprint, you could do it. But of course, when you're out in the elements, do your best. Get some river water, get some leaves, and stick to mix it. If you're a one-man crew and band, you just do your best. And that's all we can do. Support one another, show some love, hold the door open. Surprise people, guys. Everybody is so dang predictable these past few years. Be that anomaly. Be that asterisk, Flip someone's world upside down, Screw NASA. It's all CGI. It's all harnesses. I don't take no cocaine before these shows. I just know they are hiding the truth from us. So that gets me freaking going.
Yeah. Exactly. Well said, man. Well, okay, guys. Well, this pretty much sums up tonight's show, and we appreciate, me and Connor, all your support, your subscriptions, your follows, everything. Yeah, that's an awesome shirt, man. I love that shirt, by the way.
It is pretty cool. This was one of the perks of being a speaker. I said, is my name on it? No, they said, you're back there. You're in the gator's belly, Connor. You took one false step. Right here, though, just in the past 2 years, I have filmed shark, alligator, rattlesnake, wild pig. Honestly, only skunk.
You see my shirt? You see my shirt?
Oh yeah, I love that. Show the patch.
NADP, baby. I got it from. Was it? No, it wasn't. Hold on. See, there's a patch right there. I got it from Nick Valente. He sent it to me.
Yes, sir.
There's a patch right there. It says, what? Dogman Investigation Research Unit. And it's got the little thing right here. And in the back, it's got like the Dogman Blood Moon patch. I don't know if
I like that. I like that. And that's another thing. When you find a big dog print, it might not be a panther, it might not be a bobcat, it might not be a freaking house dog either. It might be the dog man. So cast it. Ryan Tremblay, Monster Radio, he is a dogman researcher. He goes hard for that. So definitely check him out. All the great people in the chat. Daniel Lundy, great show, never got bored. Oh, man. Hundreds of hours of this. And I don't know if anybody's ever got bored.
Yeah, somebody said I could listen to Connor for hours, and I agree.
I've seen comments that they said, I was shaking so bad I had to click off, Some people, I'm not their cup of tea. Other people delete my freaking interviews from their channel because it's too much truth. But man, I will never stop. I'll keep spitting until I lose all my tooth.
Yeah, brother.
And if you like music, search C Flynna, like Conner Flynn with the A on it. I got hundreds of songs on the internet, 500 songs on Genius.com, tons of rap lyrics and hip-hop songs about the world being a better place, using your mind, I can tell the time by the moon. Cuffs too tight, I got a bruise. White man in the jam, he on the news. Black man in the bam, he on the cool. So it's always going at the establishment, and we have to stand with our brothers. Even if we're different, we are all bleeding red. But the establishment is trying to divide us so they can conquer us. So stick together, guys. I definitely appreciate all of you. Spit the knowledge you guys yourself. Just know you got me behind you. So if anybody starts bullying you, call them my way. C. Flynn versus Craig Peters on YouTube. Spinning back fist. I shattered the kid's face in 6 seconds. 2-0 MMA. 5-0 battle rap. Come on, Slim Shady. Come on, barbecue buffoons. Let's
Fuck
get
the free
it.
world.
Yeah, 313. And I've been through the shelter, and I've actually investigated the shelter, take some weird pictures, and I actually freestyled there with a famous band, and it got like 8,000 views on YouTube. So it's pretty dope, but definitely my biggest reach is TikTok right now. Definitely check it out. 50,000 followers.
50,000 followers. Wow.
More than 10 million views. That's a lot of freaking people. More than 300,000 likes.
They're loving it, brother. They're loving it.
Not everybody's going to follow, but 300,000 people double clicked it. You know, scrolling, that's barely anything. Views, whatever. They actually clicked it. 300,000 people. So all of us take pride in that, guys, because that's how many people are interested in this Bigfoot. So everybody have your own movement, tell your own stories. I'm just the guy talking about Ohio and Florida. I want all you guys to talk about West Virginia, Virginia, Georgia, everywhere. We got to cover the whole planet, y'all.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of well, not a lot, because there's not a lot. There's very few channels on TikTok about cryptids, and they love it, man. They love it. They love the content. Like your channel, and I think I'm subscribed or following like maybe 3 other channels, and they're loving it, dude. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Amber goes live too. You should definitely check hers out. They're awesome.
On TikTok? Yeah, Amber's Pearl World.
Yeah, she's had thousands of people in her lives before.
Cool.
It's very crazy. She works on a farm and lives on a farm. And the mixture of these strange creatures in the woods mixed with her farm animals and special abilities, it really is a cool atmosphere for paranormal. So, again, just, support your friends, tap that double like, drop comments, like stupid free stuff we shouldn't have to ask for. Just do it. If I could, I love supporting my friends. And if I'm the one on freaking stage, like, heck yeah, and I'm still supporting my friends, then we could do it from a freaking computer and from the shadows, Be that army, because we represent more than just these channels. And YouTube cuts you down at every freaking moment. So watching and supporting is dope, but go that extra mile to fight the algorithm and fight the establishment too. And I love all the support, but all of us can take it even more to the next level. Everybody just think what more can you do for everybody, not me. I got my gas tank on full or full, even
full all the time.
Siphon freaking gas from the rich neighborhoods. I'm gonna get it. However, I'm gonna get it. But I want everybody to support, like you're supporting your loved ones, like your family. Drop crazy comments, drop likes, share it out to some people. Represent like you're representing your family. And then I think this will go a little further. But again, it's with you or through you, like everybody. Keep that mindset, with you or through you.
Right.
Be that glue to bring your tribe in, but no one will ever roadblock you. Keep going. Know your truth. Know your movement. Know your power. We have a soul inside of us. We were made during this time for a reason. We can withstand it. Anything you go through is to just toughen you up for your grand plan. So walk it, man, because regret is the heaviest freaking thing. And I have a whole, wheelbarrow of regrets, but every day I'm trying to, checklist off my bucket, check them off my bucket list and just move forward. And I just want everybody to know it never comes out perfect. It's not authentic. It's not authentic if it's, orchestrated or written before. You just have to let your freaking soul and your spirit just unleash. And I feel like that's what connects me with a lot of these people, because I'm just a representation of everybody else. But I'm really sticking my nose in these spots, and I just want to be that light for a lot of people, and I'm a representation of all y'all.
Yes, absolutely, brother. Absolutely. And you know what? You're on the right frequency, bro. I gotta tell you, because you give that good, positive vibe off, to people, and including me and including everybody in the audience. That's why everybody loves you, because you get that positive vibe out, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you're 100%. Definitely on the right channel, man. On the right frequency.
I definitely appreciate it. It's my duty, man. But it's not always, sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes it gets hailstorms and hurricanes, and you have to be tough. So when time's getting tough, I'll be there with you. And when it's going good, I'll be there around the circle, around the fire. So again, just everybody move forward knowing that you have good people behind you. And that's why I push forward so strong. When I'm out there with my GoPro, I feel like I'm with people. So it gives me a little sense of security, but maybe the lycanthropes will think that I'm falling right into the trap. So again,
hell yeah.
let people know where you're at. Always check the weather, because if it's bad weather, these things plan their attacks around it. So definitely keep your head on a swivel, support one another, be strong in these few months coming forward, and don't trust anything on the news. Don't trust anything from these billionaires, bozos going to space. It's a mockery. It's a mockery, guys. They put Shatner to space to slap you in the face. It's a joke. Go check out Zillafoot. It's free on Amazon. Thank God it's free now. Now I won't get all the comments saying he's just trying to sell his movie. I don't get jack crap from that movie selling. I'm a minion. But Void Cat, that's my baby. Definitely support that when it's public. I hope it comes out soon. The sequel will probably be made before it is, but just know that I have huge things planned. And the 168 Bigfoot Odyssey, I'm going to be that big spark that this last one kind of not lacked, but what it needed. If you're coming to Florida looking for the Skunk Ape, hit me up. I make myself very accessible for documentaries, for research, for expeditions. I am working very hard in this, writing books, making documentaries, speaking at conferences, and pretty much doing the groundwork every single day. So if you take yourself serious down here in Florida, definitely team up with me, and we will go after you, Cheesy Pond Wildman, and all these weird forces in the air and in the dark. And definitely support one another. Again, I see Amber's Paraworld. She is awesome on TikTok. Me and her are racing to 100,000. I got a little bit of a lead right now, but she might catch me up, man. She's a pretty blonde girl with special abilities. I'm a freaking dude that, eats out of a shopping cart. Like, I got, the turtle wins the race. I think she's got a grand plan. But I hope everybody gets on TikTok and shares a little bit more positivity. It's not all dances and crap. There's scientists and professionals on there, and a lot of good paranormal, and it's live too. So donate a rose. Yes, 15 cents after all said and done.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Thank you, Conner, and thank you very much, brother, for being here tonight, man. I appreciate it. I was trying to get Conner on about a week or two ago, right, Conner? But we couldn't meet up at the same time because either he had to do something or I had to do something. But we set it for today, this weekend. So I'm glad everything worked out. Thank you, Conner, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh, thanks for having me, man.
And I'm looking forward to having you again on the show, brother, in the near future, man, if that's cool with you.
Oh, 100%. And then I know we'll be in the North Carolina show. And then my brother Gypsy Road and me host a show very often, a couple times a week. And him and his brother host it as well. They're Gypsy Road. Amazing platform, very open-minded. We would love to have you and Thomas on there as well, because that would just be super dope to chop it up. And they always bring in a lot of crazy animated stuff. It's a very fun show. It's that breaking news show that I sent you a couple days ago.
Right.
But a lot of big plans for the future. I'm starting my own show as well. Once I get monetized, there's all the super chats, baby. Though, if anybody is looking to donate, definitely hit up the PayPal and skip YouTube, because YouTube taxes and steals everything. PayPal, it goes directly to you. But
directly.
Of course, Joe Blow wants to get his hands into all that. So fight the establishment. And also, give a noogie to anybody that freaking supported that joke. Hey, what the heck were you thinking? Oh, Lord.
Hell yeah, man. Well, all right, guys. That about wraps it up for tonight. And like I said before, thank you, everybody that showed up. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it tonight, man. Thank you. Me and Conner both appreciate it. All the support, all the follows, all the subscriptions. Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys next time, okay? We'll see you next time. Peace out. Thank you, Conner. See you next time, buddy.
Until next time, homie. Yes, sir.
All right, brother. All right, bye.